So, in this episode of Celebrating Arts with Shailaja, we meet senior contemporary artist Arunkumar HG, whose powerful and provocative work confronts some of the most urgent issues of our time: climate change, consumerism, and ecological imbalance. Arun studied art and specialized in sculpture from the Faculty of Fine Arts, MS University of Baroda. He's won awards, showcased his works in biennales, triennales, and art fairs across the world. Drawing deeply from his rural upbringing in Karnataka and decades of practice across urban India, Arun Kumar transforms discarded materials like plastic, wood, thermocol into striking sculptures and installations that challenge how we see waste, nature, and ourselves. From mythological references to modern environmental crises, his art is both a call to action and a space for reflection. Join us as we explore the intersections of art, ecology, and responsibility through the unique lens of one of India's most thoughtful and powerful eco conscious artists. Welcome, Arun, to my channel, Celebrating Arts with Shailaja.
Thank you, Shailaja, for having me here and giving me this opportunity to share my practice. Thank
Uh,
you so much.
Pleasure is all mine. I'm honored to have you. But before we start the discussion, I would just like to request our viewers to subscribe to my channel and also share the content because art needs to be talked about. So, my first question to you, Arun, is climate change has recently become a hot topic with heat waves, extreme temperatures, changing weather patterns, natural calamities. But you have been highlighting it for a very, very long time. How did you become invested in climate change?
Yeah, it has all started from my own situation, I must say. Coming from a farming background, raised on a farm, and that farm is also in the Western Ghats, ecologically very sensitive and one of the few biodiversity hotspots in the world. Then, when I was growing up, I didn't know all this at all. I didn't know where I am growing, but I only knew that, that beautiful place. I used to be very, curious about this dark rainforests and the forest, what it used to offer us. I used to be very curious. It's only when I started coming out for studies in Baroda for 6 years and then moving to Delhi, staying here for work opportunities, and also, of course, learning. This is all started, and in the meantime, now my father is about 84 years now, and I am more than 50 now. So I have seen enough changes. My father has seen a lot of change on the same farm, same environment. I mean, I don't say same environment, but the land is the same, receding forest, receding rainfall, and changes. When I was growing up, there used to be a lot of rain and a lot of the biodiversity, fishes, and that small life. But now it's all gone. It's all gone in the last, in my own, in front of my eyes. So that uh, is one thing. Other thing is that my family, as a farming family, farming household, has failed, like many other families, farming households have failed. Maybe because of the small farming hold, small farm holding, or many other reasons. But my family, since I'm very much connected, has failed. So that is also a question that keeps you thinking about it. As a farmer, why do you fail? How do you fail? So all that questions kept coming into me, and of course, my other life in cities kept both the world, comparing. So all that has made me think about it, and then my own family situation itself is like a case study. That case study has taught me so much. is still I'm learning so much from there. Yeah, that is where I am today. The changes that I had seen, and the changes, with the changes, the sense of urgency, to do something, and also as an artist, uh, the demand from that place, that place has an expectations from you as an artist. And also, of course, similarly, in metro cities, that also has some expectation from an artist coming from that kind of background. So meeting all those expectations, this is what I thought is the most urgent thing to address, your own family situation or your own situation. Yeah, that's where I am today.
Okay, you answered actually my second question also in your first answer, so that's nice that it confirms that these environment that you grew up in, it really shaped your perspective on ecological concern and influenced your artistic expression. Correct?
Yep. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And you have to respond. And the first thing is that, as an artist, it is your primary responsibility to respond to the situation. It is not your own tiny household family problem. It is a family, it's extended families and many families, and the entire local situation, that becomes so important that you have to address it. And it is your responsibility as an artist, as a thinking person, it is your responsibility to address it. So that's what has been happening in my art. You know Other than my own uh, survival commitments in the cities, but that address is still going on.
The material that you use are very interesting. So, what are these reclaimed and found materials you often use to address these ecological and environmental concerns, social issues? Because viewers, listeners would be very interested in knowing those about those found materials that you use, and how do you collect, how do you source them? That process would also give us a lot of insight into your artistic practice.
Yeah. See, I'm trained as a sculptor, primarily working with materials. Like you've seen all those, the sculptural practice or making object is all, it involves materials. Earlier, it used to be traditional materials like bronze and wood and stone and all, but they were substitute materials. Like for a subject, you just use a material to express. So, but now, if I use the same wood, I would be using it as it is, as a wood itself. I try to see that as a material which has its own identity, which has its own history and its own purpose. Why, if it is a piece of wood, it should reveal all its past life, where it has come from, what kind of wood it is, and where it has ended up. What is it used for? Everything it has, it is codified in that. So like that, there are different materials that, if it is a plastic, the plastic also has its own origin, and it is its usage, its own life, a short life or long life, and also after use, going into the landfill, and then in the landfill, the afterlife, people say thousands of years. So it has loaded with, every material comes up with loaded information, of from its origin to its usage to its afterlife and everything. So I try to capitalize on that in my art. So I try to, the sculpture, if I make an object or installation, that it has to speak for itself through its materials, primarily, of course. And then, of course, you have other strategies to make it speak. That is there. So this is how I treat material in my art. Yeah.
So the choice of medium also enhances the message you're conveying about environmental sustainability and consumerism, isn't it?
Yeah, it is straightforward. When somebody sees, let's say, a piece of my art, what do they see through? They see through the material first, and then the shape and what it tries to communicate and all that. So it is primarily material that, and then sometimes material tells you what to do, and sometimes, if there is an issue that has been bothering you, then you look for that kind of material, So, um, and then that becomes easy for your artwork to reveal itself.
I was very happy to see your artwork at Terminal 2 at Kempegoda International Airport. The elephant, it's called Impinged. And all those flying out and out of Terminal 2 in Bangalore can see your elephant, your artwork. Tell us a little bit about that artwork so that whenever someone, goes to the airport, stops there and, understands that work more deeply.
Yeah. First of all, it's wonderful to have your artwork in such a busy place where people have some time and get to see around and see art. It's a wonderful idea. It's a new public space, at least in our country, in our situation. So, as the title goes, impinged is a kind of territory that we encroach each other's. So this elephant I have been using in my artwork. Other animals also. I use elephant primarily for being as an elephant and representing a forest. Maybe it has come where it has come from, and and also this is such a large animal, with the body. I see it as a landscape. So that artwork has a map on it, drawn map on it, and then treated it as a landscape. Of course, it is made out of paper pulp and bit of cement. And also the cement talks about concretizing everything, and also that could be concretizing the forest land or encroaching the forest land. And so these are some basic elements in this. Of course, the animal, the elephant, is been the most used, metaphoric element in Indian art and our, culture, from Panchatantra to, Jatakas to temple sculptures. So using these animals, giving them a little different context. Also, it is easy to encroach the mind, in the sense, in this conscious, there is an animal that we have read in our childhood, and we have some perception about it and all that. So we use these strategies to build, when we build or conceptualize an artwork.
So it's a very conscious strategy to draw people in through relatable themes and these sculptures, and to provoke or invoke a reflection on serious ecological themes, because you use these animals quite often in your works, be it Varaha, be it the elephant, uh, because you often feature animals such as Nandi also you use. So what significance do these figures hold in your work?
Yeah, as I just said, I try to pick up these elements, or which are like they work like symbolic. Uh, they are already in our mind. Let's say Dashavatara, the early Dashavatas like Matsya to Kurma to Varaha, they're all, what are they for? So they also the story, that imagination is all about our ecosystem, right? So the avatar of Matsya is all about the flood and rescuing Manu and all that. And then Kurma is again the idea of churning and getting Amrit. Uh, so like the Varaha is another one that is also an avatar, that is to rescue the earth from Hiranyaksha, I think. So this is all, I mean, these are, and of course, besides Dashavatara, we also have strong influence on us. The Panchatantras, we have read stories and Jatakas and all that. So they're all there in our mind, right? So, and why did they use animals in the first place? So they were not human centric then. It was all equal spacing. I think today the world is all about us. It's human centric. We don't consider anything else. So these are that is one of the reason, and I use animals. The other reasons are, of course, it is relatable. To seek attention, and you get into people's mind through. So these are interesting facts, and also, where do they come from? The animals are all coming from forest. So they don't live. Of course, now urbanization is happening more, rapidly, and there's more urbanization than before. So that is where we have man-human conflicts and things like that. So these come as a metaphor to, um, through animals, you can also talk about forest, which is the missing forest, like that.
Uh, of course, there's so many works of yours that we can talk about, and the conversation can uh, continue for days. But I am interested in this work of yours, which is called "Droppings in the Dam." Dam in with N in the bracket. So you have
Right.
transformed everyday waste into powerful installations. And so, what inspired this particular piece, and how do you see works like these influencing public perception of
Yeah.
environmental issues?
Yeah, this work was made in 2014. So initially, I was quite bothered about, this bottle culture is grown much now. It has gone into the in a smaller villages also now. If there is a wedding or some party or some function, they hand over bottle of water for 100 ml or 200 ml. So this is for me one sip. For one sip of water, you create permanent junk. So maybe people are not aware about the other side of it. They think only about this, oh, okay, this has to be safe, the water has to be safe, clean. So they think only up to that. And then also it could be a sign of lifestyle. Maybe it is a um, upward lifestyle um, symbol. But for me, this was very much troubling in 2000, from 12, 13. And wherever, even if I was visiting a gallery or something, they would give you a small bottle of water. So I refuse it. I and if there is a very dangerous situation that you don't carry a water bottle, then you have to open a bottle and then drink. But what do you do with this? The this material. You are so conscious, so you don't. I mean, you can easily throw it in the bin and then forget about it. But if it is a conscious mind, then it seriously thinks about it. So this is how I have been seeing materials. I pick up anything and then I really go deep into it, where it is coming from, where does it go? So these questions are very important for the viewers also, for anybody. So just to address this question, where is it coming from and where does it go? And what is it doing in between? So all these, if at least these two questions, the first one and the last one, is very important. Where does it go? So this was then I thought, let me do something with this. The bottle top is a very small component of a bottle, a water bottle or bottles. Now, though everything is coming in, every damn thing, even Ganga Jal is also coming in water bottle, and we don't know what to do with it, and then only I think. 15% to 16% goes as a recycle, not more than that. And then most of it, especially those small parts, get lost. Even they don't get recycled. So like every waste, most waste ends up in the landfill and it doesn't recycle. So what is our response here? Of course, it sounds cliche. There are many artists who have been addressing this in their artwork, but to address it in a slightly different way, uh, to make it more attractive and more thought-provoking. So I thought of collecting this material from my own society. In that society, there are about 700 families stay there. Then I asked the housekeeping staff, so I'll pay you some money. Please give me all that you collect. So they started collecting only the bottle tops and give it to me. So they came in 1.5 lakhs, so it was a huge material for me. It is not just water bottle, it is also drinks, various kind of drinks, various kind of chemicals. It was also, I was very curious about what happens. It's like a survey also, in a how in a society, what all comes to their home and then what all is thrown out. So that's the survey. And I collected all of this and then I didn't know what to do. And then I came up with a strategy. Then it is a waste. And so you have to treat it as a waste. So I started, only I used wire in it, steel wire. And then I made a structure which could be rolled up and and then you can uh, open that roll and then exhibit it, like that strategy. So it took me about 5 6 months to make it. So it is exhibited in Delhi and it is exhibited in Denmark, in a sculpture biennale, sculpture by the sea. So when I was making it, I was really thinking of sea, the because most of our waste, which is light, that is plastic, ends up in water bodies. That is mostly sea. Small streams and drainages, they carry it, and then it ends up in biggest water body, that is sea. So there are many islands made out of these plastic trash. So there is a huge huge area to study, what happens and then how this, especially what this bottle top is made of, and how it disintegrates, and then how it becomes small particle, and then how it gets into the uh, aqua marine life. Okay, so it gets into marine life and then it gets into us also. So there is a study that, how much percentage of plastic is in our blood also. So this area is it is needed to see. It is not just as a material you do something and then you just exhibit it in your artwork. So there is so much thought behind it. This work has come back to Sara Center, which is there now, which is there, and then this material, this artwork also talks about the time that we live, so it becomes an evidential piece and with evidential material. This plastic is an evidential material that is there. You can each bottle talks about its origin and history. Yeah.
Wow, such great insights and into your work, into an artistic process that so much goes behind, creating an artwork. So that's quite fascinating. In an era of climate anxiety and information overload, do you see art as a tool for healing or as a form of protest, or is it both in your case?
I think it is both in my case, and still we have to explore all its possibilities. Okay. I mean, sometimes the same old model may not work. We have to rediscover the power of it, and we keep redefining art and its power. And it is defined for a purpose, like what it was used in World War or other times. So it keeps changing, and that's where art comes to handy. That gives you a challenge how to use art here. Like in my case, I've come up with this center called Sara. That is, I had been thinking of doing something there uh, as a, as a as an expectation from my own situation. Um, so I wanted to do something as an artist, but I didn't know about 15 years ago or 12 years ago what I could do there as an artist. Yeah, 15 years ago. Um, so I used to really think so much, and sitting here in Delhi and then go there and planning something, but it never used to come along because there it is a completely opposite scene. In urban centric world, we have systems, we have everything there for us. But in a rural background, it is very hard. It is the opposite. There is no um, uh, you know system like that, what the system that is grown up here in urban system. So there the meaning of art completely changes there. It doesn't have it doesn't involve money there. Of course, if you're an artist, you have to survive in whichever way you have to do. But otherwise, the art that we make doesn't have any monetary value there, you know. So it is totally for the purpose of art for art's sake, like let's say. But that too, you have to understand the need, the kind of art form that would respond to the local community there or local situation. So that is the challenge. That's how that I what I it went through in the last 15 years in the making of Sara. So this small art space that I have come up, Shailaja, I remember that you have written about that initially. That was the beginning of it. I started as a reforestation of the land that our family had, that
Yes,
were complete.
Arun, you have to tell us about it right from the beginning. That when was it started, and where is it, and what is your vision? You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, previously I was talking about the purpose of art. So I found a purpose of art in the space that I am running called Sara, that I had started in 2010 cerebrally. In 2014, I have registered this space uh, called Sara. Technically, I needed to do that. This is in the Western Ghats where my farm is. It recently celebrated 10 years. So the story is a quite long story, but to cut short, I wanted to spend more time on the farm because I wanted to move away from my studio practice. Because, in my art, I was talking about ecological issues and agrarian issues, but I didn't like the way that I was trying to do all that sitting here in an urban center. So I wanted to move away from this and be on the site, be on the location, and understand the local challenges, uh, understand the local issues better. So that is why I moved in there and then started reforesting. To start with, I started reforestation of the forest land that had gone barren for over the time. So while doing that, I thought it is important to come up with a small physical space where people can come and share their ideas. Either it could be community members, students, or like younger artists or artists like me who want to do something in this area and understand local ecologies, all that. So I thought of this space, made it slightly, more with, exhibition areas, meeting spaces, and and of course, forest was coming up, all that. So that has come up over the time. We have done many programs, um, you know, community outreach. There were many younger artists have participated, many contemporaries of my age and even seniors um, from India and also from across the world have joined in many programs like the Western Ghats Eco Walk that had happened in 2017 and 2018. There were many artists, like 150, I think 150 artists from across the world have contributed art posters for that program. So that is wonderful, and that is those posters are still with us, and they are like a great asset as to communicate to the local community. So I'm to this topic, that how do we use art
Mm.
in today's context, in this context. So when I was starting it, I didn't artistic knowledge. So but slowly that art itself guided me what to do with it, and that's how it started. And then also on the way, it has redefined its meaning uh, with community outreach and all that. It is like another installation. It is a live installation for me. It's like a social sculpture, like that. You put all that material, and but this installation, I don't have to find a place. It has got a place for itself. It is evolving all the time. So it gives me constantly, it gives me challenges, and it gives me pleasure, excitement, everything. So and it's not just me. It is community, and it is about other artists coming there. students coming there, youths. We have been doing many programs with youth called Ink and Ecology. So we bring in various forms of art, and so that becomes very easy to connect people, bring people together, and that gives excellent result. So I cannot really explain it in words how it works, but whoever comes there, they are charged, they get communicated uh, with the entirety. The forest that we are, the food forest that we are growing nearby, are surrounded. The art that is there on the walls by various people, or my own art that I had to ship from here because I didn't have space here. So I have shipped there, and I have housed it there. So it is not just about art, it is about life. It is about, it is about local, addressing local challenges, sharing ideas. So Sara is all about that. So, but the answer is that art is powerful, and art is teaching me what one can do with it.
So SARA stands for Sustainable Alternatives for Rural Accord, correct? And
Correct.
its location also is very important, that it's located in ecologically sensitive Western Ghats.
Yeah, and Sara in Kannada or in Sanskrit, Hindi, Sar is essence,
Mm.
and we use it locally to measure the fertility of the soil.
Wow.
Okay, Sar.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So the idea is to connect with the locals. So what we do here in in our practice in urban center is totally different. You have to find new ways to reach out, new ways to communicate. And then of course it you constantly get that feedback also. We know that whether our whatever that we are doing is working or not. Even my own art that I have put there, how does it work there, whether that is working there or not. So all that, it's all in a holistic way. It is a very interesting space where minds can meet, ideas can meet. Of course, the community, local community, and ecology is the center of everything.
So, to all those who think that an artist sits quietly in his studio and paints in isolation, this is a beautiful example of how artist takes from the society, takes from the world around him, and he's constantly connected with the world, you know. So, my last
Yeah,
question. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
That's what has my situation has demanded from me as an artist. So that's how I am responding to it. So because I don't know any other skills, and I don't know any other ways to heal. As you were saying that whether art heals, of course art heals. Art can heal this way. The first thing is, first very important thing is, it should bring people together. It sh- So that is what it is making. So you got the message there. Yeah.
In your view, what should be the role of institutions uh, like museums, schools, public institutions for promoting environmental consciousness through art?
Yeah, so now it is not like 50 years ago. Today the situation is completely different. So I always think, and I try to provoke my fellow artists, younger artists, to take it up as a main urgent issue, because we are having a very difficult situation in front of us. So art can really do a great job here. The purpose that we always, we keep searching, what do I do with this art? I'm educated, I have got enough artistic experience, all that. But what do you do with that experience? What do you do with that artistic ability? So I think this is, this is a very interesting and difficult situation of our time. I don't know how people see it and how people are communicated with it, but people who they know about it, they know about it, and then that is how you brought up that term, that is climate anxiety. That climate anxiety is not just in the air; it is there in front of us. So it is not created by some vested interest. It is there. So we all have to, we are all facing problems. So institutions, galleries, and I think now the time has come, and I don't see in any meaning in other functions, like institutions or gallery, what they do. But now the urgency is that, we have to, it's an alarming situation. We have to raise awareness. We have to come up with solutions or whatever that we have to make. So art can do it, because art can communicate the complex message. It can, um, so that's where we are now. And then the institutions, galleries, and artists, younger artists, we all need to, if not 100% time dedicate to it, but at least some amount that we can dedicate to this. I must say that we must dedicate all our time now, because it's a very dangerous situation.
Schools have a very big responsibility. They can play a very big role here.
Who?
Schools can play a very big
Yes,
role
yes,
here.
yes. So I have been, the Sara, one of the main objective there is bringing school children there. So the whole center is also designed for that. When I was growing up, I don't know whether there was a need for us to get informed. I wish we were informed, because it was, if we were informed, maybe we would have acted even earlier, maybe much before than now. So now I think it is our responsibility as elders to inform the next generation, how we have messed up, our world, and then now what we can do together. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Arun, for sharing your incredible journey and vision with us. Your work not only compels us to look at the world differently, uh, but also reminds us that art can be, a force of resistance, reflection, and renewal. And your sculptures speak louder than statistics and urging us to rethink our habits and reconnect with nature. And to our viewers, uh, if this conversation moved them, inspired them, made them pause to think, please share, like, and subscribe to this channel, because when we talk about art, we talk about life, and this is a conversation we all need to be part of. Until next time, stay curious, stay conscious, and keep celebrating art. Thank you.
Thank you, Shailaja. Thank you so much. I look forward to more from you.
Thank you.